An official good morning. Here's our waiver, which you have seen before, but keeps me honest, right? So be careful, know your space, and get your props in order. You know, that's not always my strong suit. I'm going to start standing today. And you don't really need anything nearby, but we'll stand just for a moment and then we'll head down to the mat. So get yourself ready. Here we go. All right, so just feet about hip distance apart. Maybe rock back and forth and just notice how your feet feel today. Feet are really important in barre class, so pedal a little, be kind to yourself. We'll sort of warm up slowly before we get into anything crazy. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, pull your hands down to your heart and come to a flat back. So it looks like this from the side. Pull that belly up. Inhale, reach wide. Exhale, fold over the feet. Inhale, reach behind you and come all the way up. Little gaze up. Exhale, pull your hands through heart center, flat back. Stretch out, feel the belly lift. Exhale, fold over the legs, let the head go. Stretch the backs of the legs. Inhale, reach behind you, rise from your strong back body. Just one more time, gaze up, palms kiss, bow flat, reach out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Gorgeous. Drop that right arm and side bend out of your waist. Big side bend, beautiful job. And then lift it back up and come to the other side. Really fan those ribs out and stand up nice and tall. Beautiful job. Now from here, we're gonna press out through the heels of the hands, draw the shoulders onto the back and pull the ribs together. We're just gonna take the left arm only and circle it around as we really press out through the right. Yeah, that's it. One more breath here, sort of stirring around in the shoulder pocket. And then with fingers down, we'll circle forward. That's it for 3, 2, and 1. Press out through that heel, other side. So make sure you're circling from your back body. You can actually feel your scapula move. If my hand were there, I could feel it. Just 1 or 2 more circles and then fingertips down, circle forward. Yes, and try not to let that other side get lazy, which is very easy for 3 on this gray day. 2, and 1, release. That's it. So on the top of your mat, inhale, breathe up one last time, bow to halfway, stretch out those arms, fold over your legs, but this time step back to table. Hands right under shoulders, knees under hips. Take your right toes and push them behind you, press into that heel. That's it. And then press into the top of your left foot and hover that knee. For 3, for 2, for 1, return both knees, lift the tail, lift the crown, stretch the collarbones. Roll your shoulders back and down. Feels nice. Come back to flat and neutral. Tuck left toes, press into that left heel. Push the top of the right foot down, hover your knee. Don't let your hips turn or lift too high for 3 and 2. Really broaden your shoulders for 1. Knees come down. Push the floor away to cat. Hollow around your sternum. Hug your navel up. Drip your crown down. 1 more breath here. Beautiful job. And then sit your way back. Little child pose just for a breath. Gorgeous. And come on up. Beautiful. All right, we'll swivel around and get the abdominals ready for class. You don't need any props, just your own body. Just going to shut this little window in case you guys can see it. All right. So we'll start with ab prep. And the thing about ab prep is it's deceivingly simple. Because a lot of times when we curl up, we want to tuck the tail. And that's not necessary for ab prep. So feel your tail really heavy. Maybe lift and drop your tail a few times. Get a little vibration in the bones. Make sure the feet are comfortable. Hands come behind your head. And with that weighted tail, we're gonna curl up from the ribs and lower back down. Now this can be a true forward flexion, curling the spine forward, or if that's not right for you, lift sort of flatly up toward the ceiling. Exhale up, inhale down. Couple more times for 3 and 2 and 1. And if you were with me Monday for yoga, you'll recognize this. So we're gonna curl up. Now we tuck the tail under and lift the feet. Good, inhale, we place the feet down, we curl up a little higher. Exhale, we lower to the mat. Let's try that again. So curl the ribs up first, feel a little space under the back. Exhale, tail tucks under, back lengthens to mat as the legs lift. Good, inhale, drop the legs, curl a little higher. Exhale, lower down. 3 more times. So we curl up, inhale. Exhale, we connect and extend the legs. Inhale, feet down, curl a little higher. Exhale, lower to the mat. Just 2 more times. Make sure you start in neutral, curl up, then find the imprint as you exhale. Inhale, feet down, heart higher. Exhale, lower. Last one. Inhale, curl it up in your neutral. Exhale, tuck and extend. Inhale, feet down, lift a little higher. Exhale, lower to the mat. Beautiful job. Now we're going to bring the feet a little further away from us. Arms come overhead. On the exhale, we'll sweep the arms around and curl up to try to tap the knees. On the inhale, we'll roll through the spine, sweep the arms overhead. Exhale, sweep around, curl up, tap the knees. Inhale, articulate through the spine, sweep overhead. 3 more times. Exhale, tap. Inhale, lower and sweep. Last 2, exhale, up and tap. Inhale, lower down. Last one like this. Little tap. And then we're going to roll all the way up. Good. From a seated tall spine, we'll tuck that tail under. We'll stretch out through the left leg and we'll reach past it back to center. Really press through your heel. Turn the ribs. Come back to neutral. And center. Lift that heart for 4. You've got this for 3. Don't turn your arms ahead of you. Set the arms. Wrap those ribs. Last one. Place it down. Other side. Stretch through that heel. Twist across. Come center. Try not to let the hips move. If your legs are sashaying, you know the hips are moving. Last 4. And 3. You can do this. Last 2. Last 1. Sit up tall. Nice job. Bring the soles of your feet together. Find a nice tall spine. Maybe flat those knees just a little bit. Gorgeous. Now crossing the ankles. We'll just have a quick spinal rotation before we continue. Inhale, breathe up. Exhale, twist left. Bring your left hand to the floor. Right hand assists on the outside of the leg. Inhale, you find some length. Exhale, you twist a little more. Feels good on the spine. Hopefully the abdominals relax a little too. Back through center, inhale, breathe up. Exhale, twist the other way. Make those hips heavy. Inhale, stretch the sides of your body. Exhale, twist just a little bit more. And come back to center and release. Great job. We're ready for weights. Well, one weight really. If you have smaller weights, you may want both nearby. I have 5s, which one of them would be plenty for me. We did this series a little bit ago, and I love it, so I want to do it again. So we'll start in all 4s. I'm going to place the weight behind the right knee. Gorgeous. Now you can stay right here at the table, or if you'd like a little more challenge, you can take that left palm and bring it across to your right elbow. So then your abs have to stabilize you more than your hands. Okay, so we're going to flex the right foot. I'm going to choose the hand up option. And we're going to bring that right leg in the air, making sure we do not turn the hip open. And we're just going to push up and down through the heel. Now I'm really working hard to hug my belly into my spine so that I don't rotate, I don't arch that low back, and I have to stabilize because my left hand's not doing it for me. Little pulses. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now just lift it up and hug that weight in. And see if you can feel the hamstring and the glutes kick in for 4, for 3. Almost there, 2. Last one. Now I'm going to turn onto my left side, take the weight out, and prop up. The weight's going to come to the meaty part of my thigh. I'm going to lift my under ribs, press up and back, up, back. So I'm kind of trying to keep my heel and knee on the same line. Press up and back. Imagine holding your gluteal muscles in your hands. See if you can find the work there. It can be a little subtle because tight hip flexors can take over. If your shoulder doesn't like this, you could lay all the way down. I've got my bottom leg bent for support. For 4. Almost there for 3. My glutes are waking up for 2. Last one. And then just turn open and close. For 4. And 3. We want to rotate that femur bone. Just 2 more. Last one. Release. Beautiful job. Up to table on the other side. We're going to repeat. Of course, we've got to do both sides. So set up just as thoughtfully as you did the first time. Yet right hand can come across this time if you wish. Hug belly to spine. Start out really square. Lift the hip up. Don't let the knee roll out. Ribs connected to hips. Little presses. That's it. Once you see what I'm up to, try looking down at your mat so that the neck stays long and protected. Really trying to hug that weight in for 8, 7. You've got this. 6, 5, 4, 3. Use your breath. 2, 1. Hold it up. Squeeze it in. Feel the hamstrings. Feel the gluteal muscles for 4. Almost there for 3. Don't let the belly get lazy for 2. Last one. And then we carefully lower onto our side. The weight comes out. We stack shoulders and hips. We lift up and out of the mat. The weight comes onto the meaty part of the thigh. We lift up, we press back. We lift up, we press back. There's no swinging here. You got it. Lift, press. Keep that heel in line with the knee. Press. Imagine holding your glutes in your hands. Would they be squeezed? Did you feel them on, ignited? Last 4 and 3. Almost there for 2. Last 1. And now we have that rotation. We open and close. Just 5, 4. Boy, I feel this side. 3, 2. Release. Woo! That was gorgeous. I hope you found the work. We're going to come to standing now. I'm going to use the seat of the chair. So we'll face it. If you're worried about your chair moving, prop it up against a wall, a piece of furniture, whatever you've got. We're going to warm up the calves, get into the quads a little bit and the spine. So let's step back to plank. And I'm going to widen my stance a little. Yes, and right away I can tell my chair is stable. Shoulders over wrists. And I'm just going to lift and lower, rolling through the heels. Could you be on your elbows for this? Sure. If this just doesn't feel good in the shoulders or wrists, you could stand up and just releve. Now draw your kneecaps up so your quadriceps engage. Squeeze your glutes toward one another. Reach your inner thighs back behind you. For 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Now bend your knees, lift your hips up and back and sit. Like a little long spine. Unravel, drop the heels. Lift, bend your knees, come to a little crouch. Lots of weight in the legs, not the hands. So the quads warm up, unravel, drop the heels, lift. Come on back. And out, and down. Just one more time. Feel like you're really rolling through the hips. Last time here. Gorgeous. Now from here, step your right foot forward, come into a little lunge. Lift that spine up. Drop your right arm, little side bends, over to the right. For 4, and 3. Here's 2. Last one. Hands to chair. Lift that leg back. Find your plank again. Left foot forward, little lunge. Right the spine. Forearm to left leg, little side bend. Let your tail feel long for 5 and 4, 3 and 2. Last one. All right, last little series here. Come to plank, hook your right leg over your left and releve. This time you might have a bigger range of motion. So control it. Hug that belly up for 3, 2, 1. Stretch the right leg behind you. Pull it toward your right elbow and reach back for 3 and 2. Lovely. Last one. Stand in plank. Left crosses over right. Little lifts. Shoot yourself straight front and back. For 5, squeeze your inner thighs. 4, 3, 2, 1. Now stretch that left leg out. Pull it to the left elbow. Stretch it back. Look straight down once you know what you're doing. Here's 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Step back. Lift up and back out of those wrists. Press your hands down. Widen your shoulders. Lift your belly and bend your knees as much as you need to achieve that flat spine. Spread your feet apart, wide-legged forward fold. Stretch your arm open, right arm to the ceiling. Thread through, grab the chair, twist. I feel better already. Back through center. Left arm opens up, sweep through, pull your belly up. Twist right. For 3, 2, and slowly release. Bend your knees, hands to your thighs, tuck that tail. Round it up. Let's grab our weights and get into the arms a little. Okay. Gorgeous. Here we go. So we're going to hook those weights onto the shoulders to start. Now you want to be, I always say this word, pelvically neutral, in the sense that you're not arching your back, you're not tucked way under. So for me, first position is great for that. So we've got the weights hooked. We're going to backstroke. So you might even feel this in the ribs. I'm turning my body a little. I'm exaggerating the movement. We just want to warm up. Squeezing those inner thighs so the work doesn't creep down into my low back. That's not helpful. Good. Now we reverse. Come forward. With those weights, try not to lose your height. You know, for me, if I lose any more height, I'll just disappear. So I'm going to keep standing tall here. For 3 and 2. Last one. Beautiful. Now we're going to take those weights by the side. We're going to lift them straight up. Pull them out, circle around. Pull them forward, circle around, come down. Okay, it's manageable. We get a little break in between. Exhale, lift from the back body. Sweep out, circle back. Squeeze in, circle in, come down. Yes, pull up. Long necks, widen, circle back. Pull front, circle front. Lower down. Let's try 2 times. Come up, out, circle. Pull forward, circle, pull down. One more time, come up, pull wide, circle back, pull forward, circle in, lower down. Good, now bend your knees enough so that you can come to a nice flat back. Pull those weights up and back to the ribs and reach forward. Now, it's very tempting to sort of swing here. No swinging. Pull and push. Pull and push. And when you pull up, squeeze your shoulders together and then release. Pull and squeeze, release. Yes, we want to feel this between the shoulders, near the spine, mid-back, not in the neck. So make sure if you feel in your neck, you're probably coming too forward. Last 3 and 2. Last 1. Now hold it here, little chicken wings. So turn out and pull in. Turn out and pull in. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Good. 2. We're going to bring it out just a little bit more. Elbows stay soft. Squeeze to spine. Little pulses. Pull it in. For 8, For 7, 6, we're almost there. 5, 4, thank goodness. 3, 2. Last series, weight at the hips. Press up and back one arm at a time. Press, press, press. This time, try to control the rotation. Try not to swing. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release and roll up. Wow, that was great. Beautiful job. All right, we're going to need the side of the chair now. Nice job, guys. So this one's not going to be too fast. Let me get into the legs a little. Make sure you have some space. All right. So we're going to start with a side lunge. So we'll keep that inner leg straight. We'll step out to the side. We did a bit of this last week as well, but I really love this series. Light hand on the chair. So we're just going to start with pulses. And what do I want to feel here? I want to get the weight into that bent knee leg. I want to make sure my femur rolls open and doesn't fall in, that my arches don't fall. And I want to feel this nice stretch along my straight leg. A few more pulses. And then we're going to add that push away from the floor. So we pulse, we push, we return. We push, we return. Now this can really be slowed down if you need it to, especially if you're worried about knees. It needed to be quick. Keeping that inner leg straight and really pushing, finding a little bit of spring away from the floor. After 2 more, we're going to bring it all the way into first position. So we keep that push, we pull in, we come back, we push, we pull in, we come back, we pull in. Feel your glutes squeeze together here. Inner thighs are alive for 4, for 3. You got this for 2. Last one. Now when we come in, we're going to bring that foot behind, bend both knees, back heel is up as we curtsy pulse. Yes. Hopefully this quadriceps system is working hard for you. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Beautiful job. Just face your chair and prance it out a little bit before you switch sides. Oh, yes. I'm glad I don't have a lot of heat out here. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we'll take it to the other side. Sweep around. Oh, don't worry about that. First position. So we come into that side lunge. The hips are open. We're going to pulse into it. Again, femur bone rolling open. Testing both feet. That both feet are holding you up. Strong foundation. Inner thigh on the standing leg, getting a little stretch. Light hand on the chair. For 4, for 3, for 2, and then we're going to resist that floor. Push, come back. Push, come back. You don't come so deep that the knee comes way past the toes. So it's not a huge lunge. And back. Use your exhale to draw that belly up. When the belly's involved, that leg lifts so easily. One more after this, and we're going to pull it into first position. Ready? Side lunge, pull heel in. Side lunge, belly lift. Zip it right up, right here. Gorgeous. Almost there for 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Come behind. Back heel lifts. Bend both knees. Curtsy pulse. Really squeeze the inner thighs together. Get into that opposite quadriceps system just a little bit more. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Shake it out. All right, we're going to get our band. Do some back arms. Sip of water is a great time for that now. So let's use our chair. Here we are. And band. This might might be my favorite way to get into the triceps. All right, so we're going to use the left hand to hold the band against the chair. We're going to step the feet back enough so that the back feels flat, the belly can lift, the knees are soft. Now we're going to reach that band for the right hip. Nice long wrist, so don't let your wrist do anything funky. Roll your shoulder back and down and just start to press straight up and back. Long arm lift. Feel your tricep muscles. Imagine them, the 3 muscles in the back of the upper arm, sort of clinging to the arm bone. Feel how the biceps in the front support the work, but they're secondary support. This is the show of the triceps. Or 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now hold it up. Shift your weight into your right leg. Tap your left leg out and in. As you hold that band, long and lifted. Don't let the shoulder roll in. Stay wide across the collarbones, but also square. Or 4, or 3, or 2, 1. Land the foot, little circles to finish. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Step on that band with both feet. Keep your chair. Hug your elbows in. Kick both arms back, pull in. Both arms back, pull in. Push, pull. All right, is your right arm tired? Yeah. For 4, for 3, don't worry, we'll do it again for 2. Last one, release. Other side. So now it's my right hand that holds that band against the chair. Again, I'm gonna find a nice long back, pulling my belly up, hold the band at my left hip, push it up and back. Look right down at your chair. Nice long arms again, square chest. For 8, 7. Remember, you control the tension. If it's too hard, you can back off. If it's not enough, choke up. For 3, 2. Now hold it up. Shift your weight into your left leg. Keep the tension on the band as you tap in and out with the right leg. Partially, this is just to give you something for your mind to do. For 4, 3, 2. Stand together, little circles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last set of kickbacks, standing on that band. And your back arms are done. Hug your elbows up. Push and pull. For 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Round forward. Stand up tall. Use your band. We're just going to stretch out a little. Shoulder width. Sweep the band up. Pull it apart behind you. 3 times. Try not to lose the length even in the cervical spine. Last one. Gorgeous. Now hold it. Palm up in your left hand. Reach behind your back to grab the band with the right. Hug your elbows in towards center and pull that band apart a little bit. Stretch. Release. Switch sides. Opposite arm comes overhead, palm up. This time it's your left arm that reaches behind you to grab that band. Walk the hands closer together. Hug the elbows to the midline and pull apart. Oh. My guess is you're going to feel that stretch right where you need it. 3, 2, release. All right, we're going to switch over to weights, but it's going to be for the abdominals, not really for the arms. I get that your arms are probably need a little bit of a break. Could you do this song without the weights? Absolutely. All right. And if you have heavy weights, in fact, heavier weights, 1 might be enough for you. All right, so we're going to start sort of wide, or you could double up. Let's take the weight in the right hand. Little wide turn out. Left hand comes behind the head. We're just going to slide halfway down and then pull up to standing. What do I want you to feel here? I want you to feel this left side oblique system controlling the movement of the weight. So is it easy to let the weight take over? Yes. But if you can think about the ribs arching and then coming back into line, That's where we want the intention. You could take the weight a little bit further away from your body. That's going to be more challenging, and it's also going to get into your lumbar spine a little, so you have to make sure you're happy with that. For 3 and 2. Last one. Now switch hands on the weight. Beautiful job. Turn into a lunge. We're going to lift that weight high, slide the hand down toward that right leg, and then lift the heart to the ceiling a little bit. So again, same area that's working. That's it. So my arm is really not moving much. I'm lifting my torso and lower it down. My legs don't move either. I sound astounded. For 4, for 3, all ab work. 2 and 1. Beautiful job. Turn out to your second. Take that weight in front of your chest. Twist those ribs side to side. Again, not about my legs, not about my arms. It's about this waist wrapping. Roll the weight into the outsides of your feet so your legs aren't tempted to roll in. Almost there. For 3, for 2, for 1. Stand up tall. You might want to move a little closer together. Weight this time in the left hand, right hand behind head. Arch those ribs. Pull up to stand. Remember what we said before. It's not the arm's job. The weight doesn't lead. It's this right here. Open, close, open, close. Yeah. Make sure the weight isn't reaching behind you. Make sure you're not turning toward it. Could you hold it a little further away? You could. For 4, for 3, for 2. Last one. Now we switch the weights in hands. We come into a lunge. Wait for the ceiling. We slide down like T arms. And then we slide up and down. It's like your torso is trying to lift the weight and tap it on the ceiling. Yes, legs are stable. Arms aren't moving. They're just following the ride of the torso. We're almost there. For 5. Use that breath. For 4. And 3. Last 2. Last 1. And slowly release. All right, guys, we've got one more arm song. So I hope that last song really wasn't about your arms. My arms feel ready to go. All right, grab your weights. So we sort of worked in order from what's typically weakest to strongest. We focused on shoulders first, went to triceps. Now we're in the biceps. Usually the strongest for us, especially women. I mean, really for everybody. So we're gonna start with some punches. What do you think about that? So bend your knees and just get into the rhythm here. It's gonna be sit, punch, sit, punch, sit, punch. Now, this is a transition from the last song to this next song because the punches involve the arms and the abs. And if you notice, my feet are pivoting. That's really important. I'm keeping a little softness in the knees and I'm in complete control of the weights. But every time I extend my arm, I feel it in the muscles of the arm and shoulder, but also in my belly. Last 8, 7, not too fast, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to center. Hug those heels in. Make a little L shape with the shoulders and elbows. We're gonna turn open and close. Now, is this so funny for me? This is where my body wants to compensate. A little bit for the rotator cuffs. My left side, which is here, doesn't have as much available as my right. And it really wants to be just a shining star. So it's kind of trying to turn. Stop when you can't go anymore. Squeeze the shoulders to the spine for 3, for 2. Last 1. Now hold it open, flip the palms up. Sweep out and in. No tension in that neck. For 8, 7, you've got this. Rely on the biceps. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hug it back in and roll the shoulders back and down. Now this time we're gonna turn the palms up, hover that right arm at 90 degrees as we curl on the left. Squeeze the weight on your right hand, move on the left. Complete control in both directions. And we're still working that right side. It's not falling asleep. For 8, 7, 6, relax where you don't need tension. Face, neck, 4, glutes maybe, 3, 2, 1. Now hover. Here we go on the right. Squeeze on the left. Pull and push on the right. We're almost there. 12, 11, 10, 9. You can do this. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. I'm just going to round forward for a moment and then roll up through my spine. I'm going to gladly put my weights down for a little while and grab one more sip of water. The next song, we're going to try to get the heart rate up a little bit. Can't believe the time is flying. So this will be our last standing song. And then we'll have one more song of work on the mat before we stretch. All righty. Okay. So from here, you may want the side of your chair available. That's it. In fact, actually, you know what, guys? Let's hold the back of the chair. I was afraid you wouldn't be able to see my legs, but I just remember this chair is pretty open. I think you're gonna want the chair in front of you. All right, so we'll turn out and step out. We'll start with a very familiar pattern, second to side bend, just getting into the rhythm of the heart rate. Just if you can, imagine us all at the bar and how we'd all have to fall in line so we weren't high-fiving each other. Hold on to that fun memory. Slide down that wall, tuck your tail under, arch your tail behind you, and then find your neutral. And let's work from there. All right, we're gonna side bend. 5, 6, 7, 8. So sit and bend, stretch. Now, your pace, of course, but this is what I'm going for. Because I do want you to get your heart rate up a little bit. Almost there. Yes, enjoy the feeling of being alive. I know that sounds a little crazy, but your heart is pumping, your lungs have ample capacity. Last 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now hold it down. Sort of sling yourself side to side, extending one knee to the other, but staying low. It's sneaky. Feel those glutes kick in. So if anything, the openness is what you're focusing on. You're tiring out those legs. For 4, 3, 2, last one. Back to your second. Tiny hops. Hop. Now, if you didn't want to hop, you could plie, right? Bend and extend. If you're hopping, stay light. Light in the hands, light on the feet. Roll through the feet. Toe ball heel to land. Toe ball heel. Toe ball heel. Almost there. Can we do 5 more? 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold it here. Now stomp those feet. Yes, good for the bones. It's like fast feet, but it's more stompy. You can probably hear me. Sounds like I'm squashing grapes in here. For 4, for 3, 2, 1. Now we're gonna knee up, all on the left. Light hands on that chair. For 5, for 4, for 3, 2, 1. Turn to your left. Hold that right knee in. Pull, pull. 8 to the elbow. 5, 7, 6. I can't count. 5, 4, 3, 2. Back to that second position. Sit to side bend. We're not going to do the whole thing again. Don't be nervous. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that other knee, right knee comes up. Land lightly. Keep the turn out. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn to the right. Pull that left knee in. Keep the weight on the front foot. Almost there. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Release. Oh, stand up. Slowly run side to side. Get your heart rate down. We're almost there. For 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and release. Gorgeous job. All right. Let's get ready to work on the mat a tiny bit more. You don't need your chair, but you may want it near you for stretching in a little bit. And I'll keep my band nearby for stretching as well. Okay. Little bit of plank work. Are we ready? Come down to that mat. Okay. So come to your table. All right. We're sort of starting finishing the way we started, but with some variation. So let's get into the hands first. Hands are under shoulders. Make a little paw, right? Like you're trying to squeeze your base of your hands to your fingers. But then root down in the knuckles across the base. And put a little more weight in your index finger. Squeeze your forearms together and then broaden your shoulders apart. Should feel almost like work already, right? All right, from here, you can keep your toes tucked. And we're gonna hover those knees. It's small, because if we lift up way high, we're losing the work. So just hover, you got it. And then imagine that pelvic floor zipping right up to the diaphragm, keeps your hips nice and level, that pelvis level. And we're gonna add slow shoulder taps with those knees hovered. All right? Slow, little tap, little tap. Now, is it natural to shift side to side a little? Yes. Do we want to be rocking and rolling side to side? No, that's where the abs are being asked to play their part. Good. Try 4 more. Slow, slow, controlled, because sometimes it ends up being like that. We don't want that. Control, control. Last one. Put the knees down and stretch back. Maybe bring your hands together. Little wrist stretch before we go on. Open your hands like a book toward you and then sweep around. 2 more times. Open like a book, sweep. 1 more time. Open like a book, sweep. Shake it out. Okay. Moving on. Bring your hands back under your shoulders and keep all that same intensity in the hands and the forearms, broaden the shoulders. Come into your full plank by stepping your feet all the way back till your heels are over the balls of the feet. Yeah. Good. Now we're going to lift up to pike or downward dog. Tap the right arm to the left thigh. Come back to plank. Come up. Tap the left arm to the right thigh or knee. Back. Up. So same concept. We don't want to rock and roll. And we don't want to rush. Really focus on this piece where your hips come back in line with your spine. There's not a dip. Feel that broadening between your shoulder blades each time. Let's try 4 more after this. 4. You got this. 3. It's hard work, but it should feel a little bit stretchy too. 2. Last one. Bring those knees down. Swivel around. Find a little belly connection. Roll down through your spine near your chair. Hug the low back in. Bring your hands to your left thigh. Curl up if that's right for you. Flex that left foot. Right leg comes in the air. Comes down to tap the chair and lift. Don't lose any of the work on this. Push hands out. Push knee in. For 3. This is the big finale. 2. Last one. Return to tabletop. Switch the work. Flex that right foot. Resist. Left foot to the sky. Lower and lift. This is it. After this, you're done. For 5. Use your breath. For 4. 3. 2. Last one. Finish. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Stretch the arms overhead. Let the hips and shoulders feel open. Let your spine settle. Slow your breath if it became rapid. Pat yourself on the back for a good job. Gorgeous. One more big breath here. And then gently release. Make sure the chair's not too close yet. I'm going to cross the right knee over the left. Stretch your arms out like a T. Pick up your hips and move them just 1 inch to the right. Palms up, shoulders in toward the spine. Let those knees come left. You could gaze back to the right palm if you wish. Feel the spine lengthen. Feel the twist moving away from the anchored right shoulder. Big swirl up and over the hip. One more breath here. And then release to center. If you can, bring that left leg up on the chair. Now this might be enough of a stretch for you. Here, into the back of the hip. Or you may need to curl up and grab your opposite ankles, like so. Or you could find reclining pigeon. We want to open the back of the right hip, so you're going to play around until you feel what serves you best. And then maybe rock a little side to side whether you're in cow face or pigeon. So you feel that place that really needs your attention. As you hold, you let gravity settle your pelvis down. One more breath. And then you gently release. Be mindful of your chair as you lift your left leg to cross it over your right. Palms up, shoulders into spine. They sort of gather in. Lift your hips and move them 1 inch left. And then let the knees fall to the right as you gaze back to the left. Remember to open the chest here and anchor the left shoulder. Maybe stretching through the fingertips will help you. Get a big stretch. Long breaths. Focused breaths. Let the breath serve you. Let the breath chase its way into your tightest places and help them to unravel. One last inhale, and then exhale back. Now again, carefully, you may want to lift the right leg onto the chair. See if this narrow cross is enough for you in the glutes and the piriformis. Some people are really tight here, and this is plenty of work. You could curl up. I'm not very flexible today. And grab your opposite ankles, or come to reclining pigeon. That's okay. That's what happens to me when I've been driving too much. We've been in the car so much this week. All good things, but I need to unravel. And again, if you're in your reclining pigeon or your cow face, you might want to just sort of rock side to side until you feel where that stretch is going to be most beneficial to you. Stay there for a breath or two. And then gently release. Gorgeous. So we're going to swivel around so that we face the chair on the belly. Gorgeous. I'm going to put my chair on my mat, split my feet apart, and let the heels roll in a little bit. So we're going to come into final extension. You have so many choices here. You could have really broad goalpost arms. You could come up for Sphinx, or you could grab the legs of the chair. Either way, you're gonna lift your heart forward so you feel those ribs perch on the mat, and then lift the belly up a little more if you'd like more lift. Now, for so many people, this becomes about the glutes, but it's not the glutes. They get to stay soft. Your belly lifts a little bit just to support that long spine. And you leave lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. One more breath here. And then gently release. Bring your inner thighs together. Come on up. We'll step one foot forward into a lunge. You can use the chair if that helps you. But I'm going to invite you to take a little twist in this lunge as well. So if you want to reach your hands to the outside of that front knee, you could even bring your back arm around the waist. Look back over that shoulder. Come to center. Lift your hips, send them behind you, and pull your front toes up to the sky. Nice flat back here. That's why I love the chair. I find often a lot of us, when we go hands to the mat, we end up really rounding the spine, which is one variation, but not the one I'm aiming for today. Let your sitting bones reach behind you equally. And then if you wish to change the stretch a little, press your toes down toward the mat, which I just love, especially after all the ankle work, to sort of stretch out here in front of the ankle. One more big breath. And then gently release and switch sides. So we'll come into a nice lunge here. If you wanted to add that rotation, you take the spine long and then turn to that front knee, maybe wrap the opposite hand behind the back and gaze over the shoulder. Ah, thank goodness for all of you keeping me moving. Back to center. Square your hips as you pull them straight back. Straighten that front leg without locking the knee and pull the toes to the ceiling. Nice long spine. You really want to try to pull this long femur up into the hip and keep that back hip wrapping around for some squareness, which is hard, I find. And then press down through the toes if you liked that stretch. Breathe your heart forward a little bit, little heart shine. One more big breath here. Lovely. And then we'll step this foot nice and wide. We'll step the other foot nice and wide. Come to one last final flat back. You can even rest your head on your arms. I love the chair for this. Maybe if you have some play, you could turn your toes in. Again, that sort of stretches the outside of the legs for me, but your toes can stay parallel or even turned out. Do what's right for you. Again, stretches shouldn't be about the joint. So if you're ever feeling, pain in the knee and the ankle, that's definitely not what I'm going for. One more breath here. And then use your hands to come on up. Step your left foot forward. Step your right foot back. Land that heel. I might even turn my chair around so that my heart can lift a little higher as I press that right heel back. And I want to pretend like, without losing contact with the mat, that I'm trying to tear it apart a little. Pushing left foot forward, right heel back. Stretch into the calf muscles. And then gently switch sides. I've got a little bit of space between my legs side to side as well. So I'm going to bend that front knee a little, hinge my heart forward away from my hips. Press the left heel down, and again, like I'm trying to take the mat apart between the feet. Oh, this feels good. One last breath. And then gently release. We'll finish standing. You might want the chair to one side. Take your outside foot in hand, and then draw that knee back under the hip. We're trying to elongate the quadriceps. And there are lots of ways to make this stretch have a little more in it if you wish, bending the standing legs the starting point. And then you could either tuck your tail under or draw your knee back a little, like you're pushing back. But again, shouldn't hurt the knee, shouldn't hurt the hip. Should just feel like elongation of the thigh muscles. One last breath. And then release. Heels together. Outside foot crosses and you prop up on it as you side bend away from your chair. I'm sort of pushing down, fanning my ribs, and kicking out my hip. Oh, what a lovely side stretch. Sort of like mermaid. And for me, it really does come all the way down into the hip. And then when I stand for me, I'm just going to swivel right around to the other side. So my other foot crosses over. Inhale, I'll breathe my arm up to side bend. The other side out, kicking my hip away from the chair a little. Stretching fingertips all the way down that side body. And then standing, I'll gather this foot in hand for quadricep stretch. Bringing the knee under the hip, bending my standing leg, and either tucking tail or sliding knee back. Open your heart forward, slide your chest down. One last breath here. And then come to stand. Heels together, toes apart. Let's cross the arms in front of the chest, breathe them up, wiggle out of the waist a little bit, and then pull the shoulders into their sockets, turn pinkies forward, knit the ribs together, and float for final balance. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and lower for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, big high release, and finish. Bravo, everybody.